Good afternoon. And welcome to everyone who's joining us on the internet as well. Well, the millennium has come and gone. And in a way, everyone's getting sort of laid back and comfortable and ready for another 1,000 years. What I'm trying to say is that for the last 6 or 7 years of the 20th century, there was a certain amount of anticipation everyone felt, a certain amount of uneasiness everyone felt, and there was considerable openness to things spiritual. Some of the interest was fear-based, and some of it was genuine curiosity. And as I say, in many ways everyone has let go of that curiosity, or the degree to which you were all curious. And what I want to say today is, let's not get lazy. Let's remember every day to be inquisitive beyond your present perception of things. When you're in a crisis, you reach out and ask for help beyond your personal capacity to help yourself. And when you reach out like that, you open the door. You, as I've said before, break the isolation, the separateness that you've maintained, and you make room for something new. And ultimately, if you're really going to get something new, you're going to be open to God. And you're going to ask for God's vision. What are you being here? What is the truth about this, God? I want to know how you are being and seeing it. Why just be comfortable with the status quo? It's not going to wake you up. It's not going to free you from whatever limitations you're currently experiencing. Wouldn't you like to get up in the morning free of inhibitions, physical inhibitions, mental inhibitions, emotional inhibitions? Don't just tolerate them. Reach beyond them. Be curious beyond them. Ask for an experience that goes beyond whatever inhibitions your body seems to be presenting to you. Beyond whatever your emotional frame of reference is allowing you. You're not going to see anything in a new way until you're willing to see something in a new way. It's not just going to happen. You have to abandon your commitment to your current style of observing everything, your current mindsets. And in order for that to happen, you're going to have to consciously invite the change. You're going to have to be willing to look at the things you're sure you understand and say, I want to see and know more of what God is being there than what I'm currently seeing. you are going to have to want to see freshness in order to see with fresh eyes. And since there is an infinity of Godness, an infinity of what God is really being, right in your face, that you're not seeing, what a delightful prospect you have ahead of you if you will engage the curiosity. And so I'm saying again, don't get lazy. It's the Father's good pleasure to give it all to you. It's being given to you in its entirety. Now, get out of the rut that you're in. There's no situation or circumstance that you can encounter in your day that doesn't hold the promise of more than you're seeing there. If you want to do something for the world, if you watch the TV and you think the world is in bad shape and it needs help, then play your part in helping it by being the ones who are not only willing to see the world with fresh eyes, you're inviting the experience, you're letting the experience in, and you're letting it change the way you be in the world. And it doesn't take very much leaven to leaven a whole loaf of bread in terms of the volume of the batter. And the little bit of leaven that you be, when you let yourself be changed because you've invited change and you've let it come and you've been willing to abandon your pet ways of seeing everything, you become more effective in changing the world than you think. And in many ways you become more effective, a more powerful transformational presence by what you do within than by what you might do without. Because I'll tell you something, it isn't a matter of getting everybody to change their behavior to change the world. It really is a matter of each one of you changing your mind. Or inviting the experience of having your mind changed because you've been willing to see things not your way, but the Father's way. Your days will be much more joyful if they are a matter of a constant prayer in every instance, every circumstance, to see more of God there than you're seeing. Not a prayer to change so-and-so, not a prayer to change the circumstance, but a prayer saying, Father, let me see it the way you're seeing it. I know there is more of the kingdom of heaven here than I'm seeing and calling the world. Help me see it. I want to see it. Now that's not work. That's just being inquisitive. That's being curious. So stop being lazy. Or let's really get lazy. If you want to take the letters of the word and let them mean, let's all zealously yield. To what? To the Father's point of view. And please understand that when you ask the Father what's really going on here, that doesn't mean, what am I doing wrong? It means, what's the truth here? I want to know, so that it will make it easy for me to abandon my commitment to more limited views. I want to know what the glorious truth is here, that blesses me, doesn't curse me. Asking to know the truth doesn't mean finding out what the problem is and who the culprit is. It's what uncovers the fact that there isn't a problem and there isn't a culprit and there's no one to blame, which allows you to abandon completely that whole concept of personal responsibility for problems and having to pay the penalty for them because you're guilty or someone else is guilty. When you say, I want to know what the truth is here, you're asking to know the glorious truth, the wonderful truth that allows you to abandon the definitions you have given to everything that are keeping you from seeing the kingdom of heaven right in front of you. And I will tell you again, and I will tell you over and over again, that the only thing that's in your face, the only thing available for you to experience, is reality with a capital R. What is called the kingdom of heaven. If you're not seeing it, it's because you're biasing your perception of it. It's not because you're somewhere else. You're not in a material world someplace else. A different creation from reality or the kingdom of heaven. At this instant, you are experiencing the kingdom of heaven. And if the glory of it is escaping you, it's because of a bias you've brought to the way you're perceiving the kingdom of heaven. It's not because you're seeing something else. Curiosity helps you release the biases that you have brought, the distortions in your perception of the only thing there is to see. So, let there be more curiosity every day, all day long. Remember that there is splendor, glory, wonder confronting you at every moment. Just remember that so that you remain curious about it and don't forget about it because you have become preoccupied with the definition, the awful definitions that you've given to the kingdom of heaven and that you spend your time reacting to and suffering from. That's the simplicity of it. And so I am encouraging you to renew your curiosity. Don't forget to be conscious. Don't become unconscious by slipping into habits of perception. And well-established ways of seeing everything. Okay. Who has a question? Right here.
Good afternoon, Raj.
Good afternoon.
My question is simply, what do I need to know about my blood pressure?
that it's natural to have it.
And if it isn't keeping in the normal range, what should I be doing differently?
Just a moment. Well, for the time being, continue with the blood pressure medication.
I do not use blood pressure medication. I'm trying to avoid it.
I encourage you not to avoid it. Your attempt to avoid it is more stressful than using it. It is important for there to be balance. And just because you use something that helps provide the balance doesn't mean that you are making the problem a reality. It means that you are using common sense. And then what you need to do is to make a more conscious effort, and I'm using the word effort very lightly, to find your peace, whether that means meditating or any other method where you take time during the day to become still, and then during the rest of the day, what you need to watch for is the inclination to become intense. And what I mean by that is to have a strong intent when it comes to accomplishing the activities you need to engage in. Because it's natural for you to be able to engage in them without bringing intent, intensity, strong will into the accomplishment of those things. I also want you to remain conscious of the fact that your body does not have the means to establish what the blood pressure will be. It cannot decide that it will be high when that doesn't reflect normalcy. I want you to remember that your body takes its orders from God, because your body is the visibility and tangibility of your individuality, which is the presence of God. And it's there, your body is there to identify you / the presence of God perfectly. That is its divine function. It doesn't actually have a capacity to act at odds with that. Because God hasn't given authority to His manifestation to act on its own. His manifestation can only reflect what it's the manifestation of, which is the Father's will. So it's normal, as I said, to have blood pressure. It's also normal to have a body that reflects balance in your blood pressure. Now, what will happen is, as healing occurs, it will become obvious that the blood pressure medication is not needed. But right now, don't be stiff-necked and self-righteous about the issue and say okay to the medication.
Thank you, Raj.
You are welcome. Love meets the human need where you are. And none of you are required to stand tall, to stand taller than you're capable of standing, in order to meet some criteria of perfect spiritual healing, where you never succumb to the doctors. So when you do listen for guidance, be careful that you're not biasing your listening in such a way that you won't allow yourself to hear when some really fundamental, practical human step needs to be taken. If you're in a flood on top of your roof with the water swirling around your house, sometimes the fastest way for God to get you out of there is a rowboat that happens to be coming by at that moment. And so it would be foolish to sit there and say, I know God will levitate me out of here. Love, capital L, divine love, meets you where you are. It never leaves you where you are, but it meets you there. Okay. Yes, the gentleman on the couch.
Raj, my Lord Jesus, could you please address what can I individually do to accelerate awakening to the point where I may be of more service to my brothers and sisters? And what could you comment on of your association, if any, with the Essenes?
I'm going to stay in the present. What can you do? Well, you can't do anything that will contribute to awakening without finding someone to give to. And when you find someone to give to, which can be the grocery store clerk or your wife or anyone, then you ask within what to give. Father, lead me in this moment. And what you end up giving may just be the most wonderful smile that person receives in the whole day. And it might be much more. But don't try to second guess what the gift will be. Awakening is the result of inviting the Father's perspective into your awareness. And the one truly legitimate reason for inviting God's perspective into your awareness is so that you may give it away. The desire to engage in an act of love, the giving of love, is what opens the door for the Father's love to shine through. And in the process of the gift being given, you get blessed. It might be time spent helping a child with his homework. And apparently be nothing spiritual at all. But the extension of love will be the meaning of the gift given and received, so that that time spent with that child is something the child will remember and for whom it will make a difference. Have an object of your affection and ask the Father, what can I give? Don't be grandiose. Oh, I think I will start a healing center. You see, let it be simple. Let it be with your associates, with your friends, with your family. And don't make the mistake of thinking that the gift that will contribute to awakening will come out as spiritual talk. Sometimes it will, and sometimes it won't. But whichever way it comes out will bless the other equally. Put simply, the best thing you can do to contribute to awakening is, and put this on your refrigerator, all of you, find someone to love. And take the one off your refrigerator that says, find someone to love me. I'm really serious about that. Too simple an answer? No. Paul sometimes feels as though I am not lively enough, not dynamic enough, not pushy enough, not inspiring enough, and that I need to do something more dynamic. And when it comes right down to it, and